This is HD Ingles, and I want to present to you another episode of Fascinating Facts, broadcast on the RU Nuts Network. This episode is about the United States Air Force B-52 bomber. I posted this article as opposed to read in 2021, which is a couple of years ago. Since it was popular, and also since the B-52 is in the news again, I decided to make a video. And besides, I hadn't made one in a while. So here we go. If I get to the page, I call this an amazing military purchase. Start out with a little bit of history. In today's world of rapid technology changes, it seems that as soon as you buy something, it's obsolete. And even though the changes have been faster in recent years, this has been going on for longer than you may think. Same thing goes for military equipment. You know, the Wright brothers flew the first self-propelled heavier-than-air craft in 1903. Its flying distance was measured in feet and yards. 11 years later, in 1914, there were biplane and even triplane aircraft fighting in World War I. During the 1920s and 30s, there was an almost constant improvement in aircraft. Both speed and distance records were over and over again being broken. There were transatlantic flights, and airmail service began, and passenger service was becoming more common. 25 years after World War I, there were rather fast single-wing fighters and rather large multiple-engine bombers flying in World War II. With the beginning of the jet age, towards the end of World War II, the changes in aircraft have been even faster. These constant and rapid changes have continued into the 21st century. Well, there is an exception to this rapid replacement. It is an old workhorse called the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, which replaced the B-36 pacemaker in 1955. The B-52 took its maiden flight in April 1952. The B-52 has been in service with the United States Air Force since 1955. That's a long time for any piece of equipment, more than 70 years. Now here's the kicker. The B-52 is scheduled to be in use beyond the year 2050. That's 100 years, a long time for a piece of military equipment. Now let's compare that B-52 century of life with the other two current U.S. Air Force bombers, or I should say bomber aircraft. Rockwell B-1 Lancer became active in 1986 and the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit in 1997. Both are scheduled to be replaced in the coming decade, which gives both aircraft much less than half the expected life of the B-52. Now, how can that be? I'll tell you. How do you know I would? Basic design. The B-1 was designed to fly at high speeds and low altitudes below radar coverage. The B-2 was designed to avoid detection using stealth technology. On the other hand, the B-52 had a more generic design. The B-52 was built to be a high-altitude bomber, but the overall design of the B-52 allows it to be reconfigured without an overwhelming amount of effort. What I'm telling you is it's gone through constant improvement. Given the basic design of the B-52, which, at least in my opinion, in hindsight, seems to have been brilliant, the aircraft has undergone many changes over the years. And it must be said that there's been a great amount of cooperation between Boeing and the United States Air Force. Since its acceptance by the Air Force in 1955, the B-52 has had many upgrades, including self-defense weapons, radar, communications, and other technology. But most importantly, the B-52 is capable of dropping or launching the widest array of weapons of any aircraft in the U.S. Air Force inventory. For example, the B-52 can carry and launch up to 20 cruise missiles. The B-52 has also launched things other than weapons of destruction. The B-52 has been used to air-launch experimental aircraft. In 1959, the rocket-powered North American X-15. In 2010, the scramjet-powered Boeing X-51. The latest and only B-52 now flying is the B-52H. The B-52H has a speed of 650 miles an hour, which is Mach 0.86, and an 8,800-mile combat range. Now, they're putting a new engine in it, new engine. The cost of maintenance for the B-52's older engines, added to the cost of fuel for those engines, has made the Air Force decide to install new engines. Due to higher efficiency and maintenance and cost savings, the replacement engines will pay for themselves in just 10 years. The new engines will also produce much less greenhouse gas. The Air Force is anticipating an increase in fuel efficiency in the range of 25 to 30%. This fuel efficiency translates to as much as a 40% increase in combat range, which is currently 8,800 miles. This also means a greater time over target, and for very long times in the air. The increased range also lowers the number of tankers required to keep the big aircraft flying. Makes sense? The new engines may also provide the B-52 with additional improvements which the Air Force would like but is not asking for. The new engines may give the B-52 a faster climb rate and an increase in speed over the current 650 miles an hour. That's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this little fact, and thank you for watching.